3 years ago, I took a leap of faith. From an unfurnished room in my ex's apartment, I took a telehealth call with a nurse from Planned Parenthood. She explained to me how to draw up testosterone with one needle, swap it out for a thinner needle, and inject my freshly sanitized thigh. It had been a long time coming. I had been a tomboy, a boyish girl, a gawky teen, and had wrestled with my masculinity my whole life. Femininity had been a project for me, a way to make myself more palatable, more approachable, more lovable. I had only truly mastered femininity for a couple of years before I felt it slipping out of my hands. At first, I started wearing boxers under my dresses. Then those dresses made my skin crawl. Then I swapped out push-up bras for sports bras, and blouses for boxy t-shirts, and went to formals wearing poorly fitted blazers. I felt like I was losing control. And so I planned. Planning had always been how I took control of situations. I would jot notes on my phone, make lists on my whiteboard, and go on hour-long walks just to think. I was so scared by the masculinity I felt bubbling underneath my skin, but I didn't feel strong enough to sit with that fear. Planning was easier than living with my emotions. As I thought about chopping off my long hair, I watched dozens of masculine haircut videos. I saw women beam from the confidence of their first pixie cut, and early transition trans men cry after their first time at the barbershop. And I felt excited. But that excitement was scary. So I watched even more videos about people growing out a short haircut. I planned what hairstyles I could do during the awkward phases. I researched wigs on Amazon. I made a folder on my desktop of photos of feminine women with short hair and of women growing out their hair. Because I couldn't acknowledge to myself that maybe I wasn't making a mistake. Maybe that masculinity would feel good. So after 3 months of deliberation, I cut off my hair. And it felt good. I felt hot and happy and free, and so scared. That summer, I bought clothing for my professional internship almost exclusively from the men's section. But I bought one pair of women's pants, just in case. I wore them once and couldn't wait to take them off at the end of the day. I brought a giant bag of makeup that I eventually couldn't bring myself to wear, and I started to realize that maybe this was all real. Maybe I didn't just want to be masculine, maybe it was deeper than that. On the train one night that summer, I realized I wanted to be a father. I started thinking about different names, bought a binder, and thought about every way this could possibly go wrong. I watched transition timeline videos, but I watched even more detransition videos. I kept all of my girl clothes in a bag in my closet and all of my makeup in a box, just in case. In the same session where I talked with my therapist about starting testosterone, I walked through how I could stop it, how if I developed health complications I could quit, and with a deep enough voice still pass as male. And when he raised the possibility that maybe I wouldn't want to stop, I felt a burst of adrenaline rush down my spine, and then that familiar fear. I told my friends I was planning on transitioning, because that was all I could say confidently. I couldn't say that I was a man, or that I was transgender, but I could tell them what I was going to do. I froze my eggs, scheduled an appointment with Planned Parenthood, and, after a year of questioning, began testosterone. I had planned for every way my transition could go wrong, but I hadn't thought about all the ways it could go right. What if this was what I needed? What if this really made me happy? What would it feel like to love myself? What would it feel like to be loved as a man? What if I didn't regret this? I began to give away my dresses and makeup and headed off to start my PhD. My voice dropped quickly.
Hi, my name's Arthur, and this is my voice 3 days on testosterone.
Hi, my name's Arthur, and this is my voice 1 month on testosterone.
Hi, my name's Arthur, and this is my voice 2 months on testosterone.
Hi, my name's Arthur, and this is my voice 3 months on testosterone.
Hi, my name's Arthur, and this is my voice 4 months on testosterone. Hi, my name's Arthur, and this is my voice 5 months on testosterone. Hi, my name's Arthur, and this is my voice 6 months on testosterone. Hi, my name's Arthur, and this is my voice 7 months on testosterone. Hi, my name's Arthur, and this is my voice 8 months on testosterone. Hi, my name's Arthur, and this is my voice 9 months on testosterone.
I started being seen by the people around me as a man. The cashiers at Halal Guys would call me sir. I bought button-downs and slacks to try and look like the 20-something graduate student that I was. And by the spring, when in-person classes had started up again, I was just another guy. My face changed fairly fast, and I couldn't stop taking selfies. Body changes come slower, and looking back at old photos, I can't believe how feminine my body was during this time. But during that first year of my transition, I remember delighting in every muscle I saw in my body, loving my ability to do push-ups and pull-ups, and being thrilled by my darkening leg hair. The slow-moving fat redistribution didn't bother me too much because I knew everything was headed in the right direction. Those months were extremely exciting, but passing as male also freed up my energy to focus on new, better worries. The first year of an economics PhD is notoriously intense, and so I spent most of my time consumed in coursework, coming up with research ideas, most of which seem silly in hindsight, and most importantly, bonding with my amazing classmates. I hadn't been misgendered by someone who didn't know me before, since I was a few months on testosterone, but I started to feel comfortable with how I was passing in my second year on testosterone. The world had begun opening up after the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, and I was re-entering society in a totally different role, one that actually fit me. I went to house parties and drank White Claws on porches, talking with strangers who saw me as me. It was easier to form connection with people. I felt confident and charming and truly, deeply unlonely for the first time in my life. I began to date and was blown away by how much easier it was, how kind and accepting those people I dated were, and how much fun we had together. I stopped worrying if people would realize I was trans during that second year and instead began to grapple with how to let people I was getting close with know this fact about me. It was an immense gift to be able to be private about my transness and have some control over who I told and how. I began to make friends in the LGBT community and felt proud to be a gay transgender man. Life felt unbelievably fun. I had never expected this. I'd hoped my life would be meaningful and rewarding, but I didn't expect to have this much fun. Amidst all this love and joy, I found my partner. He entered my life at the perfect time. I knew who I was and loved myself and was grateful to have him by my side as I navigated the end of my transition. I had top surgery in July of 2022. When I saw my chest for the first time a couple weeks post-op, I couldn't believe how perfect it looked. I felt better about my body than I ever could have imagined. Even when my chest was a little gnarly looking, I couldn't stop taking photos of myself shirtless or wearing the mesh tops I'd ordered off Shein months ago. This also marked my third year of testosterone. If the first year of testosterone was when I began passing as a man, the second year when I felt comfortable as a man, then the third year is when I felt hot as a man. I'd been passing for years, but the third year of T sharpened my jawline, gave me some scruff, and made me look more my age. Finally comfortable being shirtless, I began working out frequently. I had never, ever thought I could look like this. The idea that it might be possible. It's not just my appearance, too. My brain feels right on testosterone. I feel stable and happy and like I'm meant to be this way. And the way I interact with the world feels correct. I never could have imagined what a profound impact that would have. How each month builds on the one before, and how that solidity in your identity makes you a better, happier person. During my second year on testosterone, I told my therapist that I was preparing for things to eventually go downhill. How I felt so happy, too happy, and I knew challenges would crop up. But somehow things kept getting better. And so I don't worry as much anymore. I think this is just my life. I just get all of this. I get to be a man, I get to have friends who love me, I get to work a job that I absolutely adore and tackle questions and research that excites me and that matters. I get to love my body. I get to be confident. I, a nerdy, awkward kid at heart, get to have fun and romance and to party and to go on adventures and to feel hot and sexy. I'd struggled for almost my entire life to find connection, and now I can't remember the last time I felt lonely. And I don't think this is going away. That's been the third year of testosterone for me. It's realizing that I am hot, I'm loved, and that life is just going to be fun. People talk about how it's harder to cry on testosterone, and that's been true for me. But I've cried a few times thinking about how grateful I am for my transition, and how excited I am for the years to come. I spent so long living in fear that I never let myself imagine how good things would get. I wish I could go back in time and give myself that hope.